Well, part of the things that we're going to do here on Grandma's Cozy Cabin is I'll be reading you some books. That's so fun to do, isn't it? I wanted to talk about a topic this week about being scared. Just a few minutes ago, I was sitting in the house and let my dog out to use the restroom. Some of you know Lovey, she's a little white dog. And all of a sudden, I looked out the window and saw as she was going out, there was a big, ferocious looking dog. Now, it wasn't a Great Dane or a Greyhound even, but it was really big. And it wasn't growling or anything, but I was like, oh my goodness, she could go out and jump into the doggy's fenced area. I didn't know it was going to happen. Has that ever happened to you when you were scared of something? Sometimes you're afraid of the dark, right? Sometimes you might think there's a monster under your bed. Who knows? But when you're scared, it's very scary. Today I'm going to read you one of my very favorite books. It's called Can't You Sleep, Little Bear? And you can see the little bears out here in the woods. Once there were two bears, Big Bear and Little Bear. See, this is the big one and there's the little one there. Big Bear is the big bear and Little Bear is the little tiny bear. They played all day in the bright sunlight. When night came and the sun went down, Big Bear took Little Bear into the home to the bear cave. A cave is like a big hole. It's like rocks all around you, but it's like a big hole in the center. And it's very dark in there, as you'll see. Big Bear put Little Bear to bed in the dark part of the cave. Go to sleep, Little Bear, he said. And Little Bear tried. Big Bear settled in the bear chair and read his bear book by the light of the fire. But Little Bear just couldn't get to sleep. Can't you sleep, Little Bear? Asked Big Bear, putting down his big bear book. Rose was just getting to the interesting part and padded over to the bed. I'm scared, said Little Bear. Why are you scared, Little Bear? Asked Big Bear. I don't like the dark, said the little bear. What dark? Said the big bear. The dark all around us, said Little Bear. Big Bear looked and he saw that the dark part of the cave was pretty dark, very dark. So he went to the lantern cupboard and took out the tiniest lantern that was there. Big Bear lit the tiniest lantern and put it near to Little Bear's bed. There's a tiny light to stop you from being scared, Little Bear, said Big Bear. Thank you, Big Bear, said Little Bear, cuddled up in the glow. There's his lantern right there. Thank you, Big Bear, said Little Bear, cuddling up in the glow. Now go to sleep, Little Bear, said Big Bear, and he padded back to the bear chair and settled down to read the bear book by the light of the fire. Little Bear tried to go to sleep, but he just couldn't. Can't you sleep, Little Bear? Yawned the big bear, putting down his bear book with just 4 pages to go to the interesting part, and padded over to the bed. I'm scared, said Little Bear. Why are you scared, Little Bear? Asked the big bear. I don't like the dark, said the little bear. What dark? Said the big bear. The dark all around us, said the little bear. But I brought you a lantern, said the big bear. Only a teeny weeny one, said the little bear, and there's lots of dark. Big Bear looked and he saw that Little Bear was quite right. There was still lots of dark, so Big Bear went to the lantern cupboard and took out a bigger lantern. Big Bear lit the big lantern and put it beside the other one. Now, go to sleep, Little Bear, said the big bear, and he padded back to the bear chair and settled down to read the bear book by the light of the fire. Little Bear tried and tried to go to sleep, but he just couldn't. Can't you sleep, Little Bear? Grunted the big bear, putting down his bear book with just 3 pages to go, and padded over to the bed. I'm scared, said Little Bear. Why are you scared, Little Bear? Asked the big bear. I don't like the dark, said Little Bear. What dark? Said the big bear. The dark all around us, said the little bear. But I brought you 2 lanterns, said the big bear. A tiny one and a bigger one. See, they're right there. You can see. Not much bigger, said Little Bear, and there's still lots of dark. Big Bear thought about it, and then he went to the lantern cupboard and took out the biggest lantern of them all. With 2 handles and a bit of chain, he hooked the lantern up above Little Bear's bed. I brought you the biggest lantern of them all, he told Little Bear. That's to stop you from being scared. Thank you, Big Bear, said Little Bear, cuddled up in the glow and watching the shadows dance. Now, go to sleep, Little Bear, said Big Bear, and he padded back to the bear chair and settled down to read the bear book by the light of the fire. Little Bear tried and tried and tried to go to sleep, but he just couldn't. See, he's restless and he's just flip-flopping around. And can't you sleep, Little Bear? Groaned the Big Bear, putting down his bear book with just 2 pages to go, and padded over to the bed. I'm scared, said Little Bear. Why are you scared, Little Bear? Asked Big Bear. I don't like the dark, said Little Bear. What dark? Asked the Big Bear. The dark all around us, said Little Bear. But I brought you the biggest lantern of them all. And there isn't any dark left, said the Big Bear. Yes, there is, said Little Bear. There is out there. And he pointed out of the bear cave at the night. See, he's pointing. It's dark out there. He's got a point. Big Bear saw Little Bear was right. Big Bear was very puzzled. Like, what am I supposed to do? All the lanterns in the world couldn't light up the dark outside. Big Bear thought about it for a long time, and then he said, Come on, Little Bear. Where are we going? Asked Little Bear. Out, said Big Bear. Out into the darkness? Said Little Bear. Yes, said the Big Bear. But I'm scared of the dark, said Little Bear. No need to be, said Big Bear, and he took Little Bear by the paw and led him out from the cave to the night. And it was dark. Oh, I'm scared, said Little Bear, cuddling up to Big Bear. Big Bear lifted Little Bear and cuddled him and said, Look at all the dark, Little Bear. And Little Bear looked. I've brought you to the moon, Little Bear, said Big Bear. The bright yellow moon and all the twinkling stars. But Little Bear didn't say anything, for he had gone to sleep, warm and safe in Big Bear's arms. Big Bear carried Little Bear back to the bear cave, fast asleep, and he settled down with Little Bear on one arm and Bear Book on the other, cozy in the bear chair by the fire. Look at how happy he is. He's sleeping good. And there they are, sitting on the big comfy chair, looking and reading by the light of the fire, and Big Bear read the Bear Book right to the end. See, so sometimes when you're scared, you can ask your parents to come and help you. Tell them that you're scared and that you need some help, maybe a good cuddle too. And that's the story, Can't You Sleep, Little Bear, by Martin Waddell and Barbara Firth. I enjoy that, and I hope you do too.